So gather your notes. I'm gonna debrief this part for the last section of the message here. So, and then La Isla, we're up and running right now. So first of all, how crazy is that Scott Dennis? I think he's like 20. Oh, he's under 30 in that one. So he's definitely under 30. Yeah, something like that. It's funny. It looks like him, doesn't it? Little baby face. Oh, baby face. Okay. So gather through your notes. Now, if you notice, he took it through not just first weekend, first day 2 PDI, but first weekend. So here are the different PDIs I want you to be privy to, aware of. So here are the PDIs in order, right? So the first PDI that you'll ever encounter is day 2 PDI. Okay. Day 2 PDI is the training group setting up the first appointments after they've already set how many from here? Roughly 5. And the goal is to get to what? That was awesome. You wanted to respond. The sneeze overtook you. You still got out 10. That was great. That was wonderful. Then, first weekend PDI. That has to do with when they launch until Monday. And there's a couple key philosophies there. He talked about getting them excited about what? What event? Advanced training. What else? Asking questions regarding not just the appointments, but also what are some of the tips? Yeah, how many references are you getting? That's important because I've had reps where they've sold $6,000 first weekend and then they're done because they have no more names. Because I didn't ask about recommendations. I've done that before. And then the fourth thing he asks about is what? So names, how the demos are going. First weekend, advanced training. Wait till you get to advanced training. If you're doing poorly, oh, you haven't even had advanced training yet, Ryan. Wait till you get to advanced training. I'm gonna teach you something called the secret weapon. You're gonna be mad at me. Or Esteban, 6 for 6 for $10,000 already. First 2 days. Esteban, man, you're doing okay, right? So you're doing okay. And I like cover my mouth and scream into the desk for a second. But you haven't even had advanced training yet. Wait till Monday, man. You think you're doing okay now? Wait till I teach you how to really sell. So it's always back to Monday advanced training. Third thing is how references, how recommendations going. Fourth thing is what? Phone time. You always want to get them phone time Sunday to book when? The week. Book for the week, okay? Then, first weekend PDI. It's also considered first weekend PDI, but Sunday PDI. But technically, Saturday is first weekend PDI, and Sunday would be setting up the phone jam. It's kind of the same. Okay. Then I would call it post advanced training PDI. So after they leave on Monday, who's already taken PDI before as an assistant? Yeah, there's one big philosophy that changes before they come to advanced training and after in terms of how you talk to them, and it's your reaction to their results. Who can tell? Who's confident in telling me what I mean by that? Before advanced training, your reaction to the results, poor or positive, and after advanced training. Who can guess? Mary Lou.
Well, before advanced training, they haven't gone through advanced training, so when it's poor, you're like, okay, you're going to learn that in AT.
Yeah, for example. Well, Mary Lou, no big deal. Tell me about the appointment. How did it feel? I'm not worried about the sell yet. I'll teach you how to sell one day. Okay, no big deal, blah, 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 blah. After advanced training, so what'd you sell?
I sold a gallon.
Oh, you're not helping me with the...
Sorry. I sold a
Culture!
Start
over.
It was a trimmer.
Start over again. Ready?
Okay.
So what did you sell?
A table knife.
Ooh, what happened? Not a set?
No, that's all she wanted. She wanted one table knife.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm always like my what happened comes out after advanced training. Especially when it's 0. Ready? Here's 0 before advanced training. So what did you sell?
I didn't sell anything.
Ooh, okay. Nothing? Like at all?
No, not.
Okay. So tell me, and we walked through what they said. Okay. Well, look. Right now, I'm not worried about it because you haven't even had advanced training yet. Remember the numbers game we were talking about? Yeah. What's the percent that you should sell close on?
60.
Yeah, about 60. So you just got to know sell out of the way. No big deal. Now, after advanced training, it's a big deal. But don't worry. I'm going to teach you on Monday. That's kind of the feel. After advanced training. So what'd you sell, Mary Lou? Tuesday.
Nothing.
Ooh. What happened?
She's
Like I want to. What? You mean like 0? You're joking, right? Sometimes I say that. You're joking, right? No, seriously, what you buy? Seriously, what did you sell? Nothing. Mary Lou, are you focused on culture? You have page 9, 10, Okay, and then those are the main ones you have to focus on. Any questions so far before we debrief? Okay, so I'm gonna turn this lights so this is looking the whole time. Sure, questions? I'll take questions or debrief. Questions?
Regarding the video, when you said potential runner,
Say one more time.
When you said potential runner, what does he mean specifically by that?
Potential
Runner.
base runner means someone who's faking appointments to make 15 per appointment.
Okay, so
It's like, oh, I've gone over for 10. No one really goes over for 10. Plus, with us, we talk to them from each appointment if done right. So we're walking through the presentations. Like, you should know if someone's seen all the wrong people after 4 no sales. What's something you might, well, first you're going, what's something you might want to say to someone? They're 0 for 5, and you already know they're seeing a bunch of unqualified people.
About setting themselves up for success.
Okay, sure. What's something more direct you could probably do, Dario?
Tell them they can't do any more.
Yeah, stop their appointment. Say, you know what, Dario? Let's wait till advanced training. You know, let's stop the pain, stop the bleeding. Okay. What else? Okay. Debrief. Let's go. Luke, what were you gonna say?
You can't get the base pay unless it's something.
Yeah, because you need to make sure you're qualified and make sure you're getting paid properly. That's a little bit more advanced, but yes, for sure. Okay. So takeaways. Let's do some general philosophies of PDA that are becoming more clear now. What are some general philosophies right now? Go ahead, Trina.
When you name drop, like how other people in the class have done. Because I remember when I first started, I was on the phone with Kathy, and she told me that Erica hit 3 promotions, and I got so mad.
She did it, and I'll tell you what. When I was in my advanced training, they had a division meeting that Monday. This girl named Kate Willett came back. Kate Willett won a trophy at the division meeting. She was at I knew her. I used to party with her in high school, and she was at I don't know, $6,000 in sales after fast start. She made $1,000. She got up there. She goes, yeah, the job is awesome, and blah blah blah. And I'm sitting here thinking, God, man, I all of a sudden believed that, and I already sold $3,000 my first weekend. I'm like, man, I can definitely do this. All I needed to see was someone who was like me that I knew, and it just changed. It just changed. So that's why you always want to parade people around. We'll go. Who's that, Margaret?
First I'll be talked to, not cross-checked.
Meaning what?
Meaning just have a simple conversation with them. Don't interrogate them. They're not in trouble. They're not being reprimanded. They still don't know anything. Remember that. Oh, your name just goes, it's only 10 calls. I didn't you're going out tonight, but you're set till 10 o'clock, so it's half an hour more.
Yeah, and make sure, like I said, you're not policing people. So, hey Ricky, what's happening now? Like everyone into the deep. If everyone's, unless you have something you have to do right now.
Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. What else? We're not policing people.
But when you're talking to them, not telling them what to do so much as letting them get to the answer themselves. Kind of open the question. So if you kind of set up 2 appointments on Sunday and you don't have any.
So when can we make some calls? Not, hey, get on the phone. Right. Mr. Garcia, get on the phone now. No one wants to be told what to do. Yeah, yelled at, Shayna.
When speaking to them, have a glass half full type of attitude so they won't feel like they failed.
Yep, because you have a lot of emotions based on a whopping 3 demos. Or whopping 1, that's my favorite. The job is all said and done after 1. You have to manage through that. Good point, Shayna. Charles?
Always give people positive expectations, even when something goes bad. Let's say I have a no sale, how's the presentation? How'd you do?
Yeah, you get a no sale, and this is what, before this training. No sale? Okay, well tell me about that. What do they say? Now here's the thing. This PDI is actually more applicable to you as a branch than it is the PDI version that you're experiencing now if you're an assistant. Who can tell me why? I'll say it again. The version of this PDI is more applicable to the types of PDI conversations you're going to have as a branch than the ones as assistants now are having. Alan? Part of it is it's consistent. You're training them all the way through. There's one very important factor of why it's significantly different. Erica, give it a shot.
I mean, I haven't done yet, but I'm assuming the relationship that you build with them.
Yeah, that's part of it. That's the same, right? You're right. The relationship is stronger because you train them. Isa.
You're not going to have enough time to be doing PDI as much as an assistant does.
Say it again.
You're not going to have enough time.
So go one step further. What does that mean? Because you don't have enough time, you're not, so far.
You want to create the right habits from the beginning.
Okay, you're right. You do that regardless. That's good. But go back on this one. Because you're don't have enough time. Why? Because you're running everything.
Make sure.
It's like, who's running the interview? You. Like, there's a part of the business plan. Who put a business plan together with me? There's a part that says, who in your staff is going to run the following? Training, PDI, AT. And then the branches I put You. And then we move on to the next page. But who can tell me if you run more experience? If you run an office, why is this Scott Dennis PDF video? Hey, tell me how the appointment went. Oh, what did they say? How did that go? Why is that different than if you're an assistant now in an office? Andrew, you got it.
If you're an assistant, you're probably talking to them from every single
From the appointment, yeah. When you're in a district, when you're in Kathy's office, there's always someone available 24/7 to take a call. Hey, call from the appointment. Don't you even know how to say, Eric, we didn't hear from you from the 4:30. What happened?
Yeah.
You can't do that as a branch. Why? You don't have staff. So you have to set it up with, hey, Gato, just so you know when you go, you've got 4 appointments today. I'm not available from this time to this time. So if you need help, give me a shout. I'll do my best. If not, just remember what I taught you, and we'll talk afterwards. Here's when I'm available. And don't worry, no matter what, if you're doing really well, I'll get you better on Monday. If you're doing terrible, I'll help you get better on Monday. All right, so go have fun. Because the whole like, oh, I need to talk from every demo, that's something that's really, really harmful to your training. If you're an assistant right now, because you're used to, oh, we're going to talk to every appointment. No, you won't. You cannot possibly. That's why it's also really important to change your cell phone all the time. Like as a branch man, now we didn't have cell phone and such quick, easy access to change your voicemails. We had an actual phone, like that weird thing. It's called an office phone. Not a speaker, but there was a little button where you just hold it down, beep, and you could change the message. And I would change it before an interview. Beep, you reached the Inferno office with Vector Marketing, home of Cutco Cutlery here in Howard County, Maryland. If your customer calling to place an order, please hold and wait for, please. Oh God, it's different now. So already, boop, you reached the Inferno office of Vector Marketing and home of Cutco Cutlery here in Howard County, Maryland. If your customer calling to place an order, please press star now and leave a message. And going out to the Inferno team, things are rocking. This is Jeff. I've got a 4:30 interview about to step in. But before we do, hot list, Anna Hinestrosa with her second gala in a row. We have Jonathan Heisman with his back-to-back-to-back sales. Got a leader with 50 recommendations. And Ryan just recommended 3 more people for the team. Things are rocking. Don't forget, tonight we have phone jam starting at 6, arrival by 5:45. I'll be an interview to them. So if you have any questions, leave them on the voicemail. Leave a hot update, your name, what appointment you're calling from, what you sold, how many recs, and we're going to hit our 15K goal this week. See ya. Beep. And I would change it, and I got out of the interview. And I would change it, well, I would be available, right? So I was always changing it so it matched up. It was never, hey, call me for every appointment, and then they call, you're not available. Then you just still have disappointment. Versus let them know exactly what's going to happen. And it's interesting because that's why you'll have a lot of branch managers, but the reps are lower maintenance. You have district managers where the reps are high maintenance. Right? And you'll get to the point sometimes if you don't do it right, you have reps that, well, I couldn't sell, no one picked up. What the? Are we putting you through a 3-day sales training, not a 3-day you have to call us when we sell training? Think about it. And by the way, I'm not saying don't have them call from every appointment, but we're really creating weak reps. We really do create weak reps when we say you have to call from every appointment. Like, that's not how I grew up in the business. I had the highest PPR in the whole I had a $3,700 PPR. My reps called me in the morning from 8 to 10 to check in, and then if I was available during the rep, I said, well, I want to get better. Come meet me for a workshop. And I'll talk to you in the morning from 8 to 10. No, I had one PDI, it's 3 to 5. 3 to 5 p.m. was my PDI. People booked appointments around 3 to 5, so they always made sure they called me. I talked to them. My reps know how to sell. My average order in my office was like $800. The reps know how to sell because that's what I taught them for 3 freaking days. Otherwise, you cut out a third of the training and have them call you from every appointment. That's the job. We should just have a whole bunch of telemarketers to close sales for people. Yeah, and I'm being a little high and mighty, but more feedback.
Something that I learned through Carlos, and I think is very applicable to PDI and just everything overall, is that the best managers lead through questions. So leaving that open-ended conversation, allowing them to. If
you ever feel like you're talking at someone, you're probably talking at someone. Right? Mary Lou, no, they can afford. How much? What do they do? You see, yeah, they can totally. Like you're like preaching at them. Versus, okay, tell me at the appointment. So they couldn't afford anything. All right, let me ask you a question. Districts, right? Let me ask you a question. Okay, and do you mind if I give you some feedback? I really want to help you get better. I think you're awesome. You're doing great, and I think there's some reason and ways we can fix your appointment. If you're open to it, are you open to it? Okay, and you know this is not against you. This is just me wanting to fix a job, right? You know they're working with you. Okay, cool. Ready? Tell me about the appointment. Tell me about them. So you said they couldn't afford anything. Why do you feel that way? Good. Okay, and what did they say when you said this? Okay, cool. Can I ask you another question? Yeah. Tell me about the cars in the driveway. 3. Cool. Oh, 2 BMWs. Okay. Oh, and the Bentley. Okay, good. Yeah. Can I stop right there? If I sound sarcastic, it might be a little bit sarcastic.
You know, it might sound sarcastic when you tell me the person with 2 BMWs and a Bentley said they couldn't afford anything. You think, what do you feel like where I'm like, oh, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So do you think the question is they couldn't afford it or they didn't see value? What do you think? Yeah, right? Could they really afford it? Yeah, of course. And it's just question. That's off the top of the head. That's just questions. Okay, good. What else?
The first weekend is about the promotion of what I taught you in training works and also focus on the assignments.
Okay, that's a big one, everybody. The best branch managers in first-year districts are going to manage through assignments. Okay, so for example, the first weekend, we want their assignment to have completed how many appointments is culture by Monday?
5.
Minimum of 5 appointments, right? So it's like, oh, you're 2 for 2. It's like, how many appointments have you gotten done? Oh, 3rd appointment, Marilyn, what'd you sell? Oh, 2 more ultimates on the appointment. Nice work, right? A new manager will get you excited. And Marilyn says, oh, well, I'm done for the weekend. I'm cool. All right, cool. We'll see you Monday. Or you say, that's really cool. 2 ultimates. Hey, how far are you from your assignment? Because you only have 2 more booked. I'm a little nervous you might not hit the 5. See, a true manager, a true driver of PPR productivity doesn't focus on results. It's the actions and the demos, right? Think about that. The one girl I got Gato next. It says, I want to get 20 appointments set. Okay? I just want to get 20. I'm so excited, right? He goes, okay, you could get 20, but we haven't taught you how to call recommendations yet. On Monday, I'll teach you how to call the first type of recommendation, which is what? What's the first type of recommendation we teach? We'll teach you how to call acquaintances. Remember how we kind of make that a recommendation. But because of the limit of your list, I think let's go for at least 10, because then we can get that. Let me just tell you, if every one of your reps had 10 appointments set on a Sunday night, you'd be competing for the silver cup. Yet sometimes we have reps go, I want to go for 20. Awesome, go for it. That's like going to the gym. Someone doesn't work out with me, and they come with me, and they say, I want to work out with you, Jeff. Okay, cool. Let me try the 225. I'll just try it. You want to just try it? It's heavier than you. You're going to break. Oh, yeah, sure, let's just try it. And you've already accepted the failure. You've set them up for failure versus, hey, you know what? I respect Luke. Well, you probably one hand, but say, hey, Luke, 225, that's awesome. But since we haven't worked out, let's start with this, whatever the number is, because I know that'll be good. Let's try and work our way up. I think we can try for it, but you have to manage expectations. And that's the great thing. We're in charge. We're in what? We're in control. That's the best part about it. It's not the reps. We're always in control. So, Gato.
Just to analyze the situation
Yeah. Always ask questions. May I give an example? A real big one. You got to find out what's going on. Or if you just jump right away, someone's you got to dig in and analyze and ask the second and third question, right? For example, I'll use one. Someone's late, right? You're just not feeling like the standards and all that. If you just jump on someone, maybe something really tragic just happened or something bad. Maybe they just got into an accident. So why are you late? You sit down. You shouldn't be late. Like if that person just got into an accident and you didn't bother to ask them if they're okay, no, 70% of the time it's just being late, right? What if it's that 30% of the time where I just got in an accident, I'm really shaken up right now. I say, hey, what happened? Why are you late? You okay? Like that's a lot better because you ask the second and third question, the fourth question. So to your point, Gato, make sure you analyze what's going on. Oh, well, they didn't buy, they couldn't afford it. Right? Well, they can afford it, Tim, Erica, blah, blah, versus tell me what they said. You're not attacking people. Okay. What else?
I think it's evident with Dennis and with you that it's an understanding of the objectives. It's not really like the interview and like the training and that it's a script that you memorize. Understanding the objectives allows you to have an actual conversation. It's not really encouraging. It's not very convicting when the manager is stuttering and saying like, yeah, that's not okay, or like saying a bunch of things that they're, it's just.
No, that's true.
It's more so than just memorizing.
Yeah, and asking for, let me throw this isn't Scott Dennis, this is what the districts have been working on in terms of just connecting with people, but just always ask for permission first. Can I ask you a question though? Can I ask you a question first? May I give some feedback? Always ask the question. You'd be surprised, if you pay attention, listen to the difference of when, hey, can I tell you something, or I'd like to tell you something, or hey, listen, or just talking to people. Gato, may I make a comment? May I give some feedback? Would you be okay with me giving me a thought?
And one of the things I noticed with Scott too is he breaks down all the way into pricing and like when he asks a question, he makes it like, it's only $45 a month. Like you can hear the tone in his voice, it's kind of like you're telling me they can afford $35 a month.
That's
You're
confident.
Like, kind of like you're clearly not seeing the right people.
Yeah.
Or you're clearly not. Like if they have a home, like you said, have a BMW, have this, you can't afford $35 a month.
And there are times where reps you're seeing people who can't afford it, but then that's the whole Mac issue. To Luke's point, Dario.
One that's a little bit more advanced I picked up is on Sunday when he makes his first call. He's like, hey, how you doing? I was just calling to see how your weekend was, and letting you know it's a really good time to make calls right now. But how you doing? He throws in like really quickly and really like under the radar, like it's a really good time to make calls.
Yep, because it is Sunday.
To touch on what you were talking about like saying, oh, can I ask you a question? Just like I noticed it yesterday when you were talking to Ricky, you said, "Oh, can I say something?" I like, of course, like he was like receptive of it, but like you waited for him to respond. I think like when you do that and you say, "Oh, can I ask you a question?" You have to be genuine too, and you can be like, "Can I start giving some advice?" And you just start talking at them, like kind of like let them.
I just had a debate, internal debate out loud, actually, monologue about calling after every demo, right? Okay. Karina, I want you to explain to me, we're at a staff meeting, and I want you to explain to me why it's important for people to call in from every appointment, right? When they launch at 4:30, you got to hear from them, you got to follow up. Just go off the top of your head, and I'm going to do two versions. Okay, go ahead.
Why it's important for them
To call from every appointment. It's like it's dire straits, they have to call from. We're at a staff meeting talking about training and how to train our reps, and the argument is, should they call from every appointment or?
Oh, teaching like my staff lines.
Yeah. Okay. No, we're our staff meeting, like this is the districts.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's just important for them because number one, that way we actually know what they're doing the actual appointment. That's like business wise, number that's important. Number two.
Okay, I like the challenger thinking. Blah 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 blah. Right? We have those types of debates. Versus, say it again. Give me the call.
Yeah, they come in also so we can help them on the appointments and help them close, not only close sales but help diagnose the situation and ask questions. That's the second question.
Yeah. Awesome. May I chat? Are you open to me challenging that thought? Okay. It's a completely different reception. I'm going to is always like I'm already, right? I'd like to is already like this. But hey, would you be open for me if may I blank? Anyone next level? It's the Oberg video. That's what I'm talking. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yes.
Also, the part where he was when he did day 2 PDI, he was asking them about the reps, and when she said she had like 13 or 11 appointments already set up, he sounded shocked, but he didn't go right into like qualifying, like reprimanding. It was like, okay, dude, but do you remember how Jordan talked about not switching it? Oh yeah, that's right. And you remember how he said not to do this, not to do this, versus just being like, no, don't do it, cancel the appointments, like this is the reason why. He kind of let her
Yeah, never. If you were speaking at reps, right? It's like yeah. When's your next appointment? It's Thursday night. Oh, I have tonight, Thursday at 8 p.m. Stop right there. Raise your hand. What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? Thursday. I have a Thursday. Okay. No, Anna, you got to change it because tonight's the best time for phone jam. Definitely reschedule. Versus, Anna, what time's your next appointment tonight? Thursday. Oh, that's not true. What time's your appointment tonight? 8 o'clock. Okay. May I help you out real quick? Yeah. Okay. Right. It's different. Or, yeah, it's just you just can't tell people. Oh no, you need to. Oh no, tonight's not good. Versus, may I give you a thought? Okay, tonight's terrible. But after may I give you a thought that I think is going to help you a lot? And then we'll, is that cool? Just go ahead.
I was just gonna say that Kathy says it all the time that it's creating versus collecting.
That's right.
When you don't ask enough questions, you're just collecting information and not inspiring action. Versus when you ask questions and you dig deeper, it's almost like you already know the answer and you already know the action, but you're having them come up with it. So it's like their brilliant idea. So you all of a sudden like created all these demos because they came up with it, even though you were coming up with those things already.
That's right. You're on.
Like you were saying, we put so much effort into recruiting and the interview process and the entire training process to blow it over something so simple as PDF. We need to make sure we're communicating with them the correct way, because the level of active that you do right now in your office, picture you doing that, but by yourself. Like a lot of time you won't have help activating So you're active and you're on campus. Hitting campus is hard, going crazy. You're running interviews by yourself. You have 3 interviews in a day, 2 interviews in a day. You don't have other managers or assistants running those interviews. And then training. You're running your entire training by yourself. To blow it over something as a conversation on the phone, if you think it's more things. So, yeah.
Okay. Good point. I'm not ignoring it, just very active. Anyone else?
I think it's important to just hold them accountable from the beginning. So make sure that they're not building bad habits from the beginning. So you stop people from their tracks and making sure that they know their standards, what we expect from them.
Yeah. So when should you address anything negative or positive? Right away, right? I always tell you this. I say this every prep, and you might as well, if you haven't written it down. So before you open up an office, there are a couple of things you need to make sure you have on like repeat all the time. Receptionist wise, what 2 videos?
Jeff Gamboa,
Jeff Gamboa, SLC 2009, and Justin Donald.
2014.
A couple books you need to read. 1 Minute Manager, like twice, 3 times before you open up. 1 Minute Manager. For poops and giggles, and when I elevate, read How to Be CEO by Jeffrey A. Fox. It'll take you literally 20 minutes, 30 minutes at most. And Jeffrey A. Fox gives you a couple of keys to just how to be and how to act and be the part of the owner. The Big 5 training talks from FC YouTube, where I'm running training. Just the Big 5 talks: opening comments, names, list value, red zone, PR talk, and dropping down. Big 6 rather. If you need to, but I would, as often as possible, watch Karina's interview on YouTube if you need to. Somehow, I don't know if you guys can get that. Can you rip it, put it on the audience? Is that the right term? Rip it from YouTube? Rip a video? How do you when you take a video off and put it onto an MP3 or put it to?
Download it.
But what's the term? Rip it? Convert. Sorry. What's rip? It is rip. Okay. I don't know. I'm 36. When you rip the video, you could take the audio. I mean, Ryan Casey, I even laughed about it when I saw him 2 weeks ago. He said, when I won the Silver Cup branch in the car, I was listening to the interview to and from the office. My shows to training were like 70%. No, maybe that's 50, 60%. And he was killing it. So, yes, sir.
Just a phrase that I coined when I first started doing something at PEI with pause and brilliant. I'm pretty sure you got it from ingredients and brilliant and all this stuff, but it was just instead of telling them, like asking for permission, and you change up people, oh, they give me a suggestion.
It's the same thing.
Yes, well, actually, what all of our top representatives do is they use Thursday night for making calls to set up the next day, telling them, oh, that's what our top rep do.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Ask for permission. Can I give you a suggestion? Can I give you a money tip? Hey, do you want to hear a money tip? That's a terrible appointment to do at 8 o'clock on Thursday night during the push.
Thursday night, I was like, oh, the next 3 days, so that's completely to like Thursday. I'm like, oh, no, I'm like, okay, like, you definitely got open for the Thursday night, so the next time you're getting with people, so that's some kind of people are,
That's right. Yeah, and you kind of ask them the question that will lead to why they should or should not. Okay. The great Kate Arbuthnot's my back in DC Metro, the best PSM we ever had there. She was our district manager, $1 million shipper, and she's now division manager. Her phrase, I mean, she to the same point, she would always say, "You had permission to be a tough coach." And she would ask that ahead of time. Hey, Luke, we're going to the push. I really love you, and I really want to see you do well. I know that for you to do really well, I need to be able to push you, like tough coach, and be a great coach for you, championship coach. I just need my permission ahead of time to be that coach for you. And do you understand that it's nothing personal, and I'm never going to disrespect you or talk at you, but I will hold you to the line. I'll probably make you feel uncomfortable. I just want to know ahead of time. That's cool. Great. So then once you get the permission, later it's, hey, Luke, okay, what time is your appointment tonight? 8 o'clock Thursday. Okay. Permission to be tough coach? Yeah. Permission to coach you? Okay. May I be tough coach right now? Okay. I love you, and I think you're doing the dumbest thing in the world by doing that appointment at 8 o'clock during the function. Any other feedback?
I noticed something that he did is if someone has some up on the phone, he tells them like call me back in an hour and you have that dates. So I thought that was really interesting because I know like I've done I've done PDI, and I'll be like, okay, like not a team meeting because of whatever reason, like turning on the phones. And I'm pretty sure they don't do it. But I'm like giving them like calling back exactly at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, do me a favor. Okay, since you hopping on the phone right now, awesome. Okay, what time is it? 6:30. Okay, can you do me a favor? Okay, I'd like to help you hit your goal. Are you cool with that? Do I have permission to push you?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I'd like you to do one of two things. Go ahead and hop on the phone. I want you to call me back when you line up your first 2 appointments. Is that cool? Okay. Or it's 6:30 or by 7, whichever comes first. Can we do that? Okay, so how many appointments? Okay, or by what time? Okay, hopefully I talk to you sooner. All right, go get them. Call me back. Now there's a system. It's like not, okay, go get them. We'll talk to you later. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Yeah, that's a whole different one, but you'd have to ask questions. You know, it depends on when are they calling right? They love to call. Some of you like to call right before you're late. Yeah, hey, heads up, I'm not going to make the meeting that's in 10 minutes, right? Depends, Shane, I think, if they're calling right before, if they're giving you like a 2-day heads up, if they're like, you know, I don't think I'm going to do, if they're like really concerned, if they're stressed. My short answer is ask questions as to why. It's, ask for permission to give some thoughts, and know that at some point you may have a rep that's just not going to make it to the meeting, and you're going to have to let it go. But what happens from that conversation is important. So may I give an example, right? So Shayna, it sounds like you're stressed. Okay, you remember we talked about the meeting, and you're only here twice a week. You remember what days? It's Wednesdays and Sundays. So this is it. And I'm hearing you're really stressed with these finals. In fact, I can hear your voice. So here's what I'm going to say. Me forcing you to be here tonight. Do you really think I'm going to get the best Shane at the meeting tonight if I force you to be here? If I say you have to be here, am I really going to have you taking notes and engage and having a good time? What do you think? Probably not. Okay. So I'm going to let you study, believe it or not. You should study. You ready? You better get an A on this damn test. You understand what I'm saying? You better crush it. Will you crush it? And I promise not to give you a hard time. Does that make you feel better? Okay. But here's what I will say. No more. And these meetings, they just pop in the schedule. And I don't ever want to be in a situation where I feel like I'm a bad guy by quote unquote just holding you to something we already talked about. Would you say that's fair? Okay. We're cool right now. In fact, you go study your brains out and have an awesome. Will you text me afterwards? But then also I'd like to set up where you come in tomorrow if it's okay to make this up, because otherwise I'm a little nervous about the demos. Can we do that? Okay. You guys see the feel of that? Because there's at some point some people they're so high in the emotion. The emotion drops to the pooper. You have no way of getting through them, because they're convinced that if they don't study tonight, because this exam came out of nowhere, always. Anyway, other feedback on the PDI. We'll roll.
Just understanding the PDI really is the goals. Something you said that I really like, but not everybody has the motivation, but also the discipline to do on their own. My question is,
Yep. PDI stands for personal what? Daily interaction. What's important about the I? The interaction has several things that are really important. You always need to provide perspective. And perspective on people can afford it. Perspective on, oh, you saw the signature for the 3rd time in a row. That's great, but you're not anything. You don't say it like that. You manage perspective. Okay, that's also the same thing as expectation. Okay, you're driving demos. Always driving demos or some type of action, which is what's the other action? Demos or phone time. Okay, and then you're connecting. And then the last thing is you're managing their schedule. Either event they have, this is the event to event management that Karina is going to talk about today. So you always perspective and expectation, demos and phone jam, connect, schedule. And there's a list of extra things here and there like confirmation for meetings, that's schedule. Okay. PRs, that's connecting, and that's actually a whole different category. Questions, comments? Okay. So we're going to go to break. We're going to go to lunch on your own. We'll start next workshop at 1. So I'm going to let you guys out here about 6 minutes early. Just make sure you're back by 10 of, quarter of, so we can start right at 1 o'clock. And A squad, we're going to be, raise your hand if you're A squad.
A squad. And then B squad, raise your hand. Okay, we'll just separate the rooms, yeah.
We have an interview at 1 o'clock.
Awesome.
So I just wanted to.
Okay, so you have a prep, and you don't have enough room. What do you do?
It's nice out.
That's one option. How about we figure it out at quarter of? Okay, so go get some food. Be good. Be nice to each other. Be kind. And then La Isla, we are going to link up a new YouTube.